Good evening. This is Eve Angel Savage with Audacity Group Social Enterprise. We are chatting a bit tonight with Miss Herline Ankar with What You Say Productions. And we are just delighted to be here tonight and to have the opportunity to interview and learn more about why, whether it's passion or profit, and what inspires people to do business. Ms. Herline Ankar, please take time and introduce yourself to our listening audience.
Well, hello. My name is Herline Ankar, as Ms. Angel has said earlier. I am a Greenville resident. I am a native of Denmark, South Carolina. I moved to Greenville 10 years ago, and I absolutely love it. I am a professor during the day at Millamont College, and in the evening and weekends, I am a motivational speaker and the owner of What You Say Productions.
Miss Herline, what ignited the spark in you to start this business venture, and who is your target market for What You Say Productions?
My spark was ignited by red tape and impatience. Let me explain. I was tired of running into red tape when trying to get a guest speaker to come into town or to put together a motivational event, whether I was trying to go through another venue or another organization. And through that red tape, I grew more and more impatient. And God said to me, "Why are you waiting?" It was more, you have everything you need to do it yourself. So I did. I realized that people were thirsty for change, for the better, and that they didn't realize the tools that was here for them. And so my target audience is people who want life and life more abundantly.
Okay. So you provide a speaker platform. Is that what you do with What You Say Productions?
We actually provide a platform for various talents. The basis is from Matthew 25:14-19 in King James Version, where Jesus gave the talents to the three people, and when they came back to him, some were able to multiply their talent, some were able to double it, and then there was one who buried it. So my mission is to have people be the ones who multiply or double their talent and not bury it out of fear. So whether that talent be singing, poetry, being an author, whatever that God-given talent is, my job or mission is to develop that and share that with the people.
That's exciting. What is the structure of your business? Is it nonprofit, for-profit?
It is unique. It is nonprofit, yet nonprofit does not mean free labor. Okay,
right.
so it is it's nonprofit in the aspect of we have a mission to that will enrich the masses, if you will.
Gotcha. Okay, so what would you say, ma'am, are the top 3 skills needed to do business in your industry?
First and foremost, I think it's soft skills, being able to relate to people, communication skills, and definitely reading.
Okay. And how did you, with every business, there has to be team building, and I would like you to tell us a little bit more about how you built your team and what exemplifies a good team member for your organization.
My team is made up of divine connections. A good team member is reliable and trustworthy. I'm based off of more of a volunteer aspect. So my team members vary per event, depending on the need of the event.
I gotcha. So you have a volunteer database of support systems that support what you do?
Yes.
Okay. And that's always great to have. And how do you finance your business, and what was that process like for you?
I finance through sponsors, and the events pretty much pay for themselves. For example, if I put the money up myself from my personal finances, then I'm reimbursed through the events via vendors, donations, and the profits from tickets.
Right. So is there like a small fee to attend the events that you have? And it sounds like they're worthwhile events, but it would help us to understand, how you're able to, recoup for your financial expenses. Is it a ticketed event? And if so?
Some events are. It depends on the sponsorship at the time.
Okay.
So some events, the sponsors take care of the tickets, so I don't have to tax the people for a cover charge. And in that aspect, I then charge the people for food items or items that can be given to a shelter.
Okay.
So we're constantly paying it forward.
Gotcha. So do you get in-kind contributions, like, say, for example, the structure where you're having your event? Do you get people to sponsor that particular venue? Is that something that works out for you well?
Yes. Millmont College is a huge sponsor and supporter of What You Say Productions. So I'm able to get their sponsorship, which take care of a number of things. And then I have other organizations and businesses that sow into our company, so that it'll take care of flyer costs. Sometimes if I have paying performers, it'll take care of that. And then I love supporting my other entrepreneurs, so I have vendor opportunities at almost every event.
Okay. So you say Millermont is one of your greatest sponsors, and you have a student population there too. Are you able to engage your student population in what you do there?
Very much so.
Okay.
Because what you say is my life. Therefore, as a professor, I'm able to incorporate that in my everyday teaching. So through my encouraging and educating, I'm empowering. So it is throughout everything that I do. So my students are constantly engaged with it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Okay.
I was thinking, I remember when I was a student, and our professors would have events, and we could get credit for attending events as well. Is that something that your students have an opportunity to do?
I offer that from time to time as an incentive to get them to think outside the box of creative ways that help them to develop the whole person. One of the things that we do at Millermont, since we are a career college, is we have to cater to the whole person. What I mean is to make sure that they're mentally prepared, to make sure that they're spiritually prepared, and emotionally prepared as well to go out into the workforce. Because if your home life isn't right, then your work life usually don't turn out too good. So this way, we're able to address all aspects of a person.
Great values. What advice would you give to individuals who want to become entrepreneurs?
Pray and seek God. Make sure that your motives are right and ask questions. You don't have to do it alone. So teamwork really makes the dream work.
I like that. Mm-hmm. And how do you generate in a market where there's, in a fast-growing market, how do you generate new ideas to avoid being stagnant in a climate that's always ever evolving?
Trying not to sound too cliche-ish, but I rely heavily on my spiritual relationship with God. I feel that all of my events are God-led, and I seek him before making any moves. Every now and again, you'll see a part of a program, a part of an event that may be my idea. I'll throw in some smoke or something that might be mine and not God-driven, but the idea and concept of the event is totally led by my relationship with Christ.
Okay. And how would you define success?
Being at peace is the ultimate measure of success to me. I think being at peace or having a peace of mind is more important than any money or any tangible item.
Okay, and you've talked about your funding and capital and how, if you could talk to one person from history, who would it be and why?
Oh, I struggle with that question. There's so many people. But the closest one that comes to mind, or the quickest one that comes to mind, is Maya Angelou. She spoke with such wisdom and calmness that I would love to have had a moment of time with her.
And books. Books always inspire us. What book has inspired you the most and why?
There are so many.
Mm-hmm.
But I could not put my finger on one. There's just so many wonderful authors, and especially local authors. So to be 100% fair, I am not chicken, but I picked the Bible because there is something for every situation, and I feel that it is a living book because I get one thing out of a scripture one day, and if I come back to that scripture, I see even more in it each day. It's like it's ever evolving. So my most inspired book is the Bible.
Thank you. And what is your favorite aspect of being an entrepreneur?
Freedom to make decisions.
And what do you most attribute your success?
My rearing. My parents taught me to think for myself, not to be a follower. And I think just by looking back at this, that is what ignited fire of leadership in me. Not one to sit by the sidelines and wait for somebody else to make that difference.
Tell me a little bit about your parents.
My father is a college graduate from a technical college. He served in the Vietnam War. He and my mother have been married for 47 years.
Wow.
Yes. And my mother is a high school graduate, and she has the determination and leader fortitude of any Army general. My mother writes plays for the church. She's a missionary. She's a missionary president of our church. She is just phenomenal in the way that she has always carried herself and helped others. She always had a stern look on her face. However, she's very pleasant and yet very, very sweet. So I think they gave me they really helped make the essence of who I am. My father taught me that you had to earn everything. Nothing was handed to me, but they told me the rules to get whatever I wanted. So I've always followed the rules to get what I wanted, so to speak. So they set a pattern, and I followed it.
Thank you. That wasn't a question on our list, but it was good to hear about. It's always good to hear where your empowerment of leadership stems, and your parents, 47 years. That is absolutely wonderful, and in our times is difficult to imagine, people being together that long. But there are people who endure the race, and I'm just so pleased to hear that. And our next question or next section is, how do you go about marketing your business, and what has been your most successful form of marketing?
I market through word of mouth, social media, and posting flyers everywhere I can. Mm-hmm. I find that my most successful form is getting something in people's hands. Usually if I have different volunteers to pass out flyers in different towns, different parts of Greenville, I have my biggest turnout.
Okay. Do you get people coming from all over? And if so, where? What areas do you target?
I've had people come as far as Virginia Beach, Virginia. I've actually had performers from Maryland who brought in their supporters from Baltimore, Maryland. Mm-hmm. So I have people come from all over because of either the title or the message behind the event. It was a driving force for them, and it resonated with them for what they needed.
And I'm going to back up for just a minute because I really want to know more about What You Say Productions and the components of it. If you could just give your listening audience some examples of what types of events, when I say whether it's signings or is it plays, I just really want to know more about the types of the components of your program. And you can feel free to elaborate.
Okay. The awesome thing about being an entrepreneur is I do not have to be inside of a box. I can do whatever it is that I am led to do. Mm-hmm. So What You Say Productions, the title alone gives me the fortitude to have a multiple, diverse array of products or services that I provide. The first and foremost is it can be a motivational event that can consist of singers, poets, speakers. And another type of event is my literary cafes, where I feature authors, publishers, poets, artists, illustrators, to put their work on display and make it available to the public. Mm-hmm. Another component is my event coordinating skills, where I am an executioner. I haven't marketed this much. However, I am available to bring your vision to pass through the executing of whatever it is that you desire to have happen at your event. So that component is where I am your event coordinator. Mm-hmm.
So do you organize, field organize as well? Like my daughter does field organizing in New Orleans, and she does a lot of human rights. Do you associate with events like that as well?
I do. Okay. I do. I'm on the board of Ladies of Purpose for domestic violence. Mm-hmm. I am a consultant to several other, nonprofit organizations pertaining to human rights.
Very good. So you can learn a whole lot more just asking additional questions. In one word, characterize your life as an entrepreneur.
Free.
And what are your hobbies, and what do you like to do in your non-work time?
Reading, traveling, and spending time with my family.
Tell me about that big event you just attended. I want to know about that in Hollywood.
Oh, Hollywood gave me a glimpse of my future. Not so much as being in show business or being an actress or anything of that nature, but the things that are at our fingertips, that's right there for us to have. Things that we can have if we desire it, is what Hollywood showed me. It was like a glimpse of destiny. The whole idea of winning the opportunity was unimaginable. Then to actually do it. From day one, when they called me and told me that I won, the ladies that were in communication with me were so authentically happy for me. It was such a breath of fresh air to deal with people who really wanted me to be happy. Mm-hmm. And that was the whole weekend. They just wanted to make sure that my husband and I were happy. And it was like, do you have everything you need? Is there anything we can get you? Is there anywhere you want to go? Do you want more to drink? Do you want more to eat? I mean, it was just all about, really and truly, having an abundant life.
Wow. And it looked like you were just having a blessed time as well. So tell us about who were some of the people that you met, and what were some of the events or things that you were able to experience there? And I know this is not in our direct line of questioning, but I just feel like it was such a wonderful opportunity for our local entrepreneur to be able to be selected for such a time and such an event. And it's just a wonderful opportunity, and I just want to give you that platform to talk about some of the people that you met there and what that experience was like and some of the things that you did while you were there.
The first night was a reception just for myself and my husband and the other winner and her spouse. And it was a very warm welcome with executives from TV One and the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, Black Chamber of Commerce member was there to greet us. They had a full spread of food, unending flow of drinks, and it was just truly the welcome wagon. We stayed at the Langham Hotel in Pasadena, which is the same hotel that Oprah Winfrey, Ayanna Van Zandt, Spike Lee, and Morris Chestnut stayed at. Also, the Attorney General was there. He stayed there. So they held nothing back from us.
Get to meet Oprah?
We did not. Her security wouldn't allow it.
How about you, Jan?
She was in a rush at the check-in counter.
Okay.
And she was the first person I saw, and I really truly was so taken back that I saw her that I couldn't say anything because it took my breath away, and I really was shocked that was my response, but it was.
Right. So what else would you want people to know about your visit?
I was able to tour Beverly Hills. We went to the Beverly Hills Hotel where I saw John Singleton, the director. I was able to take pictures with Morris Chestnut, with Shamar Moore. I was able to take pictures with Papa Pope from Scandal.
Really?
We took pictures with Tamar, what's her name? Takara Jones, the next top model. We took pictures with Eva, the next top model. We had a personal driver everywhere we went. We had a stretch limo for our tour of Hollywood. It was really wonderful. They bought my dress. They rented his tux. It was excellent.
And you shared that with us, and it was just a wonderful thing to see. And congratulations to you, and you really deserved it. Wish I had known you before now, but just watching you, I was marveled at the experience, and I am so delighted to have met you and had this opportunity to interview you. In what sacrifices have you made or have you had to make as an entrepreneur?
I found myself in my first year sacrificing my time, my family time especially, that I had to get a balance and an understanding. And not so much as balance as in quantity, but a balance in quality. Because I do not believe that there is a life-work balance. It's not possible. But I do believe in quality in the time that you do have. So I think I found myself sacrificing time the most, or my family time.
And how did you how did you resolve that? What things did you implement that to help you with that?
Better preparation and more strategic planning, where I am more present when I'm with family, and there's a time and place to everything. So I have my business time, and then I have my family time, and I try not to let the two cross over. I also have my family are more active within the business, so that it's not just a mommy thing. My oldest daughter is one of my assistants, and then my youngest is always willing to do something. And then my husband is my photographer. So I incorporate the family into the business.
Yeah, that's a good concept. Where do you see yourself and your business in 5 years?
In 5 years, I would have graced the cover of at least 2 magazines. I will be on talk shows, and I will have events all over the world. And it is so doable and so real. It just really tickled me to be able to respond to that.
Haven't you already graced the cover?
I have graced the cover of the Daily Reflector, but no magazines yet.
It's coming. It's coming, Miss Ankar. I see that happening really soon in your foreseeable future. What is the toughest decision you've had to make in the last few months?
My toughest decision was to postpone my event that was scheduled for February 8th to postpone it to March 8th because of the NAACP Image Awards. That was a tough decision. I know most people are like, really, it's a no-brainer. You won.
Right.
But I really felt obligated to my attendees and to my platform, to the panelists and the authors.
And that sense of loyalty, it's so critical to what we do. And I believe your audience felt that as well and would say, yeah, it's definitely a no-brainer. You go, have a great time. Mm-hmm. Right?
Right. That was definitely the response, and which really touched me and it made the event, made the trip even more enjoyable because everybody did give their blessing and their well wishes.
And they were following you the whole time.
Yes.
Through social media. What makes your company stand out from others?
I think it is the authenticness in the connection and the devotion to help others to develop and multiply their talents. Truly what you say is not about me. It is 100% about the kingdom of God and really and truly nurturing and sowing seeds into that.
Excellent. Okay, we're down to our final question, and I love to give everyone an opportunity. If you were conducting this interview, what question would you ask?
I truly think you've hit the mark on all of them. The only thing that I think I left out is that I am a soon-to-be-published author. My book, What You Say Matters, will be published in the no later than April or May, later than May. So that's the only thing that I did want to share with you is that I am an up-and-coming author.
That's exciting news. That's very exciting news. Can't wait to read about it. Is this your story about What You Say Productions, or what? Tell me a little bit more about your book, your platform.
It is actually a daily devotion for mothers and daughters to increase or strengthen their bond. It has scriptures and activities for mothers and daughters to do together that will result into a stronger bond with your child.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, that concludes our interview today. And Ms. Herline Ankar, I really thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join me here. This is Eve Angel Savage, again, your host for Audacity Group Social Enterprise, and I look forward to networking with you in the very, very near future. Continue the excellent work that you're doing, and have a great evening. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, and likewise.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.